Well, Enzio, good to see you. It seems like after that little spell with Knots, where a few players had coronavirus and everything was a little bit up in the air, it feels like you've got back into your groove a little bit now. Is that how it feels?
Yeah, of course, it's never easy, during this time with like stopping because of we had a few cases, and then get back training and get back to the same kind of level we were at. It's never difficult, but I'm very happy that we managed to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, because you were on that great run before it got disturbed. And Neil Ardley spoke the other night about how everybody had stuck together through that time. Is that how it felt to you? Did it feel like you were all kind of sticking together to get through that spell? And is that now paying off?
Oh yes, definitely. Like we have a very good group, and we all want to go to the same direction. And like you see when we score goals, like we're all celebrating together, and it's just like a good spirit in the team. And like I think that's the most important thing that will get us to success.
And you have been scoring goals, a couple of goals of late, but Enzio both from inside the penalty area. This is extraordinary. This is a change for you. What's going on?
Oh yeah, last season I scored from everywhere except from inside the box, and yeah, this season I've added that to my game. So a goal is a goal, and if I have to get like 10 of those, I'm very happy.
It genuinely is that a conscious thing because you have scored some fantastic goals from outside the penalty area. Is it actually something that you've thought I need to add also being in there in the right positions to put away some, closer to the goal?
Yeah, like the manager has really worked on me with me on that because I'm a winger, and most of the times I wasn't there when the cross came into the box, and he always said to me like, yeah, you have to add that to your game. You have to run inside the box and gamble on balls that will fall there. And I think the other day yeah, that was an example.
Yeah, because the manager's played a couple of different formations, and obviously with Cal Roberts having his injury and bringing a new player in as well, there's been slightly different systems being played. So are you slightly adapting your game as well in that sense as well?
I think the 43 formation is for me a more natural one. And we've played 4-4-2 last season, and we were very strong in doing that. Like it became our game last season, and it was very hard for opponents to play against us. And now you see the manager has added another system to it that when it's not working, we can play another system as well. And I think you've seen the last few games that it's going very well for us.
Yeah, and we've seen a couple of other players, Eli Sam in particular, coming in and doing well. How pleasing has it been to see him settle into English football and start to get on the score sheet a couple of times as well?
Yeah, no, definitely. Like I know it for myself, coming into the national of English football is not easy. It's very physical, and he had some time to get used to it. And I think now, yeah, we're gonna see the best of him. Him and Ruben are working very hard, and it's yeah, it's coming natural for them now.
Well, I was talking to Ruben Rodriguez about this the other day, the difficulty in coming into a different country, especially during lockdown, and not being able to have the usual ways of settling in and trying to adapt to a new style of football. Have you been able to help those two get used to life in England, get used to life in Nottingham, and also with the change in the style of football?
Yeah, of course, because we speak the same language, like automatically go to each other. But yeah, no, I talk a lot with them. I'll say I'm 28 years old now, so I'm a bit older than them, so I can, hopefully they'll listen a little bit to me. But no, I'm very happy and pleased for them, and I want them to do well. And I think if they're doing well, the team will do well as well. So.
The team is doing well. It's suddenly a couple of wins, so this is the way the National League is at the moment, and you're up in sixth place. And I know it's too early to be looking at league tables, but 10 games in is often a time that people like to take stock of how a season's going. Are you quite satisfied with where Notts are, given the challenges you've had this season, that you're at the right end of the table?
I wouldn't say satisfied, because if you look back to the games we've played, we played very good against teams that were up there, and we lost some points against teams that were down the table. So like if you look back, we could have had more points on the board, and but still we are still like up there in the league, and December is always an important time in the season with a lot of games. So if we can just keep this run going, then then we will get a good result out of this.
Well, there are so many games at the moment, aren't there? It's relentless at the moment. How are you going to cope, do you think, with just so many midweeks and throughout this month? And it's going to pretty much remain like that, I guess, for the rest of the season, because you've got games to catch up on.
Yeah, it's basically recovery. You know, when you're not playing games, you have to recover good. You have to eat good, sleep well. And here at the club, Eric has putting programs in for us, and you know, they will do everything to get us sharp for each and every game. And yeah, that's the most important thing, because you know, we don't want to get more injuries and miss out on important players.
Yeah, so another home game this time, and against another team near the top end of the table. But I guess the sort of form you're in and the way you're playing, it's all about knots, really, isn't it? And as long as you do the right things, there's nobody in this league, is there, for you to worry about, really?
No, definitely. I think we always have to look at ourselves and how we play, because it has shown in the past that we are our worst enemies. So if we are playing well, then I'm certain that we will get the points on board, definitely.
Good man, Enzio. Good to talk to you as always. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I think Lee Curtis has joined us. Lee, do you want to step in?
Hello,
Lee?
can you hear me?
Yeah, we've got you now.
Enzio, how are we doing?
Oh, not bad. How are you?
I'm alright, yeah, not too bad, head above water and all that. Enzio, how do you think the team have been over the last few games? It seems like you're building momentum all of a sudden. Does it feel that way at the moment?
Yeah, no, definitely. Like I said, like you've seen the last games that we adapt into a new system, and it's going well for us. We are back to the strong performances, and like in December, if we can keep that going, then we will get some good results.
Yeah, I was going to say the 4-2-3-1. I mean, I mean, what brought about that change, and what did the manager say when he changed the sort of system? Because I know you'd obviously played 4-4-2, you've played 4-3-3, but this 4-2-3-1 does really look to suit the team in terms of the attack.
Yeah, no, the manager always said, you know, we will never stick to one system, because every team is playing different, and we've seen that the teams we were playing against were playing a 3-5-2, and you know, we had a lot of spaces like on the wingers, and you know, if we can get the ball there, then we can get it make it very hard for the opponents. And I think it's very good that we can play different systems, because we were very strong the past few games.
And how about your own form? How you pleased with that at the moment? I mean, I thought you played very well on Wednesday, sorry.
Yeah, you know, I was never like doubting myself. I just had to get the belief back in myself. I can't explain why I've lost it, but I had to get past defenders again and getting crosses in, getting goals. And like when I came into the Barnet game and scored a goal, I think that helped me a lot.
Yeah, it's a bit strange, because obviously we know what you're capable of. And obviously, why do you think you lost that belief?
Well, you know, I had a good season last year. You know, getting into the team of the season, and you know, everyone knows I was disappointed, like how it went then, and you know, I thought I come back this season, and you know, I always want to be better than the last one. But I had some personal issues with family at home, and that was in my head as well during pre-season. And you know, as soon as everything went better, then I could fully focus on, you know, my playing again. And it took some time, but you know, now we're here, and I'm happy that I'm back at what I do best.
I mean, has coronavirus contributed to that?
Yeah,
not in terms of being ill, but in terms of affecting home family, because obviously I imagine your family's back home elsewhere and so on. Yeah,
of course, the coronavirus had impact because one of my family members was very ill because of that, and you know, I couldn't go back and see how they were, and you know, it's hard because I'm human as well, and you're gonna think about stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've kept training, and of course my form wasn't there, and like I know that myself. But you know, I never give up, and I always work hard, and I believe that I can always get into this team and be important.
Three goals already. Also playing Woking this weekend, and obviously I recall your 2 goals there last season. I mean, that goal against Woking, the first one, I mean, that was unbelievable. One of the goals of the season. Was that your favourite goal of last year?
Yeah, it was definitely one of my favorites because the way I turned away from the midfield, and I remember I just thought, like, you know, I'm not just gonna hit it, but I'm gonna hit it with the inside of my foot a little bit, and you know the way it went in, like, it was unbelievable. Yeah.
And obviously Woking at the weekend. How do you sort of view the table at the moment? Because the league seems to be pretty much a bit of chaos, doesn't it? I mean, we drew on Wednesday night. You get a point. You go from 12 to 6.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like, you see teams that weren't really up there last season are doing very well now, and you know, you can't slip. Like, you have to keep performing and getting points on board because, like you said, it's very close and it can change very quickly.
Brilliant, mate. Lovely stuff. Thank you very much, mate. And best of luck for the weekend.
All right, thank you.
Cheers, Lee.
Hi, Enzio. How are you?
I'm not bad. How are you?
Good stuff. Yeah, very well, thank you. Yeah, just a few follow-up questions from what the guys have already asked, really. You mentioned there kind of like the different systems that have been in place this season. Just how important is it to be able to draw upon different systems in a game if one isn't working, say?
Yeah, no, it's very important, and I think it's very good from the manager that he teaches us to play these different systems, because you know, everyone knows in football you can get stuck in a game sometimes, and you know, then you have to pick the right moment to change the system, and everyone needs to know, like, you know, what their role is and what they need to do. So no, I think it's very important.
Forgive me for asking this. Were there fans in the game against Dagenham on Wednesday?
No, there were no fans. No.
No fans. With kind of like restrictions easing, now of course Notts aren't able to welcome anyone back yet. Are you looking forward to visiting places where fans might be able to come and watch their team in the coming week?
Yeah, no, definitely. Personally, I can't wait for, you know, the Notts fans being back here, you know, because like we all know, when we are playing here, like last season, we were so strong, and we were hard to beat, and like if the fans are behind you, you know, cheering you up, like, it helps massively as well.
And just finally, we mentioned there about how close the league is at the moment. Do you expect it to stay that way throughout the season, or do you think the cream will eventually rise to the top as the games go on?
Well, you always see in December when you have a lot of games that maybe after all those games we'll get more apart from each other, you know, and hopefully we will be the team that will, you know, walk away from the others and get a good run going.
Great stuff. Wish you both the weekend. Thank you very much for your time, Enzio.
Thank you.